some analysts like Wells Fargo say the guidance is a little conservative and the shares are selling off. Is the guidance too conservative? Are you setting yourselves up for a really big beat for your second quarter as a public company?
Yeah, hey Courtney, thanks for having me. I mean, look, we're 4 months into the year, so I didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. You know, we see the reopening happening. I think the news from the CDC today is great news, but I don't think we're at the point yet where we're willing to say where the pandemic is totally behind us. So I just think we're being thoughtful about how we think about Q2 and the rest of the year.
Processing time is a really important part of your business. When you get clothing that's been sent in the ThredUp bags, you were at 20 weeks, down to 8 weeks right now. You're hoping for 2 to 3 weeks. How do you do that? Speed up that process of inspecting the clothing and putting it on the platform without sacrificing the quality of the clothing that you're accepting?
Yeah, we did peak at 20 weeks. It's down more than 50%. So, you know, we love the trend on processing, and 2 to 3 weeks is the target. It's all about, you know, staffing up capacity. We brought on our largest facility in Atlanta, DCO6, which has a huge capacity for inbound processing. And so we're scaling up that facility. And so we feel good about where we're headed for the rest of the year. And, you know, we have great supply in our business, and supply fuels that growth. And so I think as the economy reopens, we'll be well positioned to take that supply, put it online, and delight our buyers.
And speaking of supply, I know you have a number of partnerships with retailers, I think more than 20 at this point. It seems pretty obvious what ThredUp gets out of that, but what do the retailers get out of partnering with ThredUp?
I think retailers are thinking about resale as a new channel. I think the way they think about stores or e-commerce or outlet, off-price. And so I think where brands and retailers are headed is thinking about, you know, where's the consumer going? And the consumer is shopping secondhand at very high rates. And so I think what retailers and brands, you know, get out of the relationship is meeting the customer, you know, where they are and where they're headed. And we really want to help them get there because we feel like the resale opportunity is very big. You know, every year that we run the data on the market size, it gets bigger. And so I think retailers are starting to appreciate that.
And the RealReal, one of competitors in your space, albeit sort of in a different stratosphere when it comes to price point for what they accept and then resell, have experimented with physical stores. Is that something that ThredUp would consider in the future, a physical space to sell that secondhand merchandise?
You know, we've dabbled with some pop-ups over the years. At one point, we had a few pop-ups here in California. But I think the RealReal strategy for stores is to get supply. You know, and I think, as we've said, you know, we've had no trouble acquiring suppliers. We've never spent any money acquiring suppliers. So I think we're really focused on building, you know, an online business that really meets, you know, where the consumer wants to shop resale over time, which we think is online or on their mobile phones. And so I wouldn't expect to see a huge store footprint in our future, but I think we'll continue to experiment. There's still lots of apparel bought, you know, in stores. And so I think it's something we'll continue to look at.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.